Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is Miss Murphy today, and we are going to talk about what is digital citizenship. Has anybody ever heard of digital citizenship? Okay, we're going to dive right in and learn all about it today. Okay? So, digital citizenship includes internet safety, equipment care, and digital netiquette. Okay? So we're going to kind of learn about the digital netiquette. Okay? All the things. I know that that's probably a new word, but we'll continue to talk about it, okay? So when you have digital citizenship, you make sure that you remember your internet safety. You take good care of your internet equipment, and you show digital netiquette, okay? So when you're safe on the internet, you protect yourself, you protect others, and you make sure that you're only doing what you're supposed to be doing on there, okay? You stay on task, okay? When we take good care of our equipment, we make sure that we don't have anything around it to harm it, like water for our class iPads. We make sure that we don't press the board too hard, or we don't knock the mouse off or the top part, the monitor of our class iMacs off, okay? Now, digital netiquette is when you interact on a digital community or on your iPads responsibly, okay? And you're respectful, okay? Now, digital citizens are responsible, respectful, and safe when using technology. You are going to be responsible, respectful, and safe digital citizens today. Can you say that? Ready? Digital citizens are, first, responsible. Second, respectful. Third, safe. That's right. Okay? So, digital citizens are responsible when they make sure that they take great care of their equipment. Okay? They stay on their assigned task that their teacher or their adult gave them. Okay? And then they also monitor their digital footprint. So you make sure that no one else has been on your iPad but you. And when you go to close out your apps every day, when you double click the home button, that means you make sure that nothing inappropriate was on your iPad. Okay? So, let's talk about taking care of our equipment. Boys and girls, we always need to use how many hands when we go to get our iPad out of the iPad cart? 2. That's right. Now, should we be running across the room when we're going to get our iPad and running back across? Absolutely not. We should use our walking feet. That's right. We should also make sure that we don't have sticky, grimy hands. We should have what kind of hands? Clean. That's right. And when we get our devices from the iPad cart, they should only come to where? On top of our table. When we're done with them on our table, we close them up very carefully. We put the cover on. We put our magnetic square over it. And then we carefully walk and we take them back to our iPad cart. Okay? Now, in first grade, we do not plug up our devices, but you do know how to shut them down properly. We don't plug up our devices because our Safe Patrol does that. That's right. We don't want to get our charger stuck in there. So, it is important that you always stay on task when you're on your iPad or when you're on the internet. Why is this important? Yes, because pop-ups happen all the time. And you don't want to have an unsafe pop-up and then get carried away doing unsafe things, right? That's right. So follow all teacher directions and stay only on the school's websites or the school apps that Ms. Murphy asked you to get on. Yes, ma'am? Okay. So if you ever have a pop-up or if you ever see something on your own iPad or someone else's that's inappropriate or that makes you feel uncomfortable, what should you do? You should stop what you're doing and you should come tell the teacher. That's right. You should come tell Ms. Murphy. Good. All right. Digital citizens are respectful when they think before they do something on their iPad. So whether they think about if they're going to make a good choice by researching the first Thanksgiving like Miss Murphy asked, or whether they get on iReady like they want to do. Which one's being respectful? That's right, doing what Miss Murphy has assigned you to do, what I've asked you to do by researching the first Thanksgiving. When we're respectful, we are also aware of other people's rights and privacy. So that means you should never have your camera open unless Miss Murphy gives you instructions. But if you do, you should never have it on anyone else but who? Yourself. That's right. Because your own iPad is only for you, and your videos on there and your pictures are only for you. Okay. So, when we are respectful digital citizens, we always think before we do something online or on our device, before we post anything, because Ms. Murphy's going to ask you to post one of your assignments on Schoology, so you need to make sure that it is responsible, respectful, and appropriate before you put it on there, okay? Now, you have to make sure to respect others and yourself, no matter if you think anybody is watching or not, okay? It is very important to stay on task and follow all directions when you are on your iPad. Last, digital citizens are safe when they protect themselves, when they protect others, and they do not share any personal information. What's personal information? That's right. Okay? So, you cannot share private information, passwords, and you do not ever, you shouldn't be able to message people on your iPads, but you definitely should not be messaging anyone without an adult's permission. Okay? So, when we talk about do not share personal information, that includes your name, your first name and your last name, or even your middle name, your home address, what school you go to, your birthday, your phone number, all of that stuff. Nobody needs to know that but trusted adults that you know. Okay? Alright? If you ever feel like you're being asked for personal information, or if you feel like you are being pushed to give something that you don't want to, you need to tell a trusted adult as soon as possible, okay? Because you should never have to share personal information with somebody that you don't know. Now, Ms. Murphy has talked about our digital etiquette, and now we are going to move forward of how you're going to do your project. So, we're going to have our lesson on the first Thanksgiving. Then Ms. Murphy's going to ask you to write with it, video yourself, and then post it on Schoology. So this is an example of how we're going to use our iPads and video ourselves. So you're going to have a partner, and you're going to take turns videoing your partner so that both of you can each record each other on your iPad. Okay, this is a grade, so you must do your best. All right? You have to be respectful, you have to be responsible, and you have to be safe. Okay? That means using only your own iPad when you record. So your partner cannot record anyone else but you, and you have to make sure that the recording is on your own iPad. Okay? This is Miss Murphy's example of what you're going to do.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your example of how you're going to present your writing for your project. So, Miss Murphy's going to show you, okay? So, you're going to use the writing or drawing you completed to orally, which means use your mouth to tell me and explain what you learned. You're going to elaborate on all the things you wrote and drew to express what you learned about the first Thanksgiving, and then you're also going to tell me in your video how it's different than how we celebrate today. So here's Miss Murphy's. Native Americans were helpful to the Pilgrims because they taught them how to plant crops and harvest the crops on their settlement. So I drew a pilgrim to go with the Native Americans. And here's the crops that I drew that they taught them how to plant and then harvest. Here's my corn, which is also called maize. Here's my pumpkins. So that's what you're going to talk about. Then you're going to put your paper down and you're going to say, they celebrated the first Thanksgiving by coming together to celebrate peace and to celebrate their harvest. But I celebrate Thanksgiving with my family today by eating pumpkin pie, eating sweet potato casserole, eating ham instead of turkey, and different things like that. So this is your example.
Okay, now Miss Murphy's going to show you how to get on Pebble Go first, and then I will show you how to submit a video on Schoology. So first is Pebble Go.
Hey boys and girls, this is Miss Murphy. I'm going to show you how to get on Pebble Go. We're going to hit the owl, AVL. Then we're going to come hit the green elementary school button because we're in elementary school. Okay? You're going to take your finger, drag down, scroll down until you see green and red. It says Pebble, P with a P, Go, G with a G. Click on it. Okay. When you get on Pebble Go, you're going to hit the blue tab. It says Pebble Go. Scroll down. Social Studies in the pink. You don't even have to scroll down now. You're going to look close and you're going to find holidays. It starts with an H. It has an orangish colored picture. You're going to tap it. Then, boys and girls, you're going to take your finger and you're going to scroll down close to the bottom and find Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. It starts with what? TH, that's right. So click on Thanksgiving with the pumpkins and the gourds. Okay? Then, boys and girls, these are called tabs. And you will click on different tabs so that you can read through this Thanksgiving story with facts.
All right, boys and girls, now we're going to talk about how to submit your video on Schoology.
Hey, boys and girls, this is Miss Murphy. When you are done doing all of your activities, you are supposed to post your video on Schoology. So to do that, you're going to go to Clever. You're going to log in. Okay. You log in with your QR code. Miss Murphy has to log in her way. You're going to go to Schoology. Click on Schoology. Okay. Boys and girls, go to your correct folder. Miss Murphy's going to go to Resources. Okay. Click your name under Miss Murphy's folders. And then you're going to post your files in Schoology, and this is how you're going to do it. So in order for it to pop up down here, you go to Add Resources, you hit Add a File, and then it's going to ask you where you want to add it from. You hit Attach Files, and you will choose your photo library. When you do that, it'll open up Options. You'll choose an option, and then you'll hit Add. It will load, and it will show up on Schoology, just like Miss Murphy's did down here.
All right, boys and girls, once you do that, you are done with your project, and you'll wait for Miss Murphy to grade it. Thank you so much for learning about digital citizenship, and I hope you know what to do for your project. Let's get to learning, and then we'll complete it. Thank you.